Oh God, are we ready? Crack open a cold one of Pepsi. I should have had a beer, shouldn't I? It's been a day. It's been a right day. Today's pod proudly sponsored by Pepsi. And I feel like we're not allowed to say that. That's copyright. It's not. That's not true. That's not true. We can edit that out.
Yeah.
We good? Do I look thin? Yeah. Nice. Ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Welcome
to a confined space.
Welcome back to the Grassroot podcast. And first, happy 2025. This is the year, innit? The year of the pod.
The year of the pod.
The year of the pod. The year we move out of this shed. Yeah.
Into our own.
Into a bigger shed, probably. That's how it'll go. Yeah. Yeah. It's well, I hope everyone's had a great Christmas, and I hope everyone's not too hanging after the new year. I don't know about everyone else. I had a very quiet new year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Started mean to go on, innit?
It's life for kids, isn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah, and mums.
It's very true.
Yeah. Yeah. Big time in the Thorn household. And it's always crazy in the Winnie household.
Yeah, very, very much so.
As I've had the joy of it all day. All day. We'll go into that real quick, shall we?
Yeah.
Because I'm a highly trained professional, and I like to help out. So I thought Winnie's doing all of like the memes and stuff, which we know that you will find hilarious. But to kind of pay him back, I thought I'll do his kitchen floor, which I said I'd do 6 months ago. So I did it. I did it twice. I got him some flooring. Got the flooring ages ago. And
there's flooring in here, actually.
Yeah, it was in here. Yeah. Got this flooring as well. This is the flooring that was done 6 months ago. This will need redoing when we take that frog tape up and it tears the vinyl off of the floor.
I don't know if you probably can see it.
No, I hope they can't. Yeah, so laying the floor, it did look like we were running tight. So we started using, I had bought another pack with me, which was a different colour, quite dramatically different. But we used those cuts underneath the appliances because realistically, they're only coming out to change the appliance.
Yep.
Winnie's never moving.
I'm settled.
He's settled until we go big time. Or he gets kicked out and we move in together.
Yeah.
And so I started using that, and then as I come to the end, I had Kobe laboured on me. And I said, Kobe, how many pieces we got left? 7. I was like, we're absolutely sweet. So I carry on, and then when he comes back in, he was like, oh no. I said, what's the matter? This is your last piece. No, we got 3 more. Kobe was also counting the other colour that I brought with me.
He wasn't wrong.
No, he was bang on. He was bang on. His maths was on point, but we were 2 pieces short. So I ran off to get more because I thought I had more in my stores, and I didn't. But I had a lot of the other colour. So I ripped it all back up. Yeah. And here we are, like 9 hours later or something. Yeah. It's a day, innit?
It's eventful.
Yeah, I got Greg's out of it, so I'm sweet. Buzzing. There we go.
Greg's.
We love it. We love it. So, yeah, it's 2025. It's going to be a short pod because I'm wiped.
Yeah.
I got to go. And, yeah, Winnie's got to go in and probably get told off. That's that. So, one of the things we're going to do this year, we're going to do the root predictions.
Yeah.
Is it?
We're going to have a bit of fun with it.
Yeah. Slightly copying Crouchy, but
in our own way, though.
Yeah.
We're going to do it different to how he does it.
Because we got way better. Well, we ain't got a better forfeit yet. I like that they never know their forfeit until the end. So
do we put it to them? Because we had some ideas and he was like, I don't know.
No. I tell you what, we'll put it out to the audience, but later on. I think, or we'll let people put ideas in. That's fine. If anyone wants to throw an idea at any point, go for it. Because we're going to do this once a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a commitment.
We had the idea because when we were doing the 12 days of Podmas, one of the days, wasn't it, was who do you prefer, or which team are you on? Should I say Team Winnie or Team PJ? And it was close.
It was tight until
slightly rigged.
Ever so slightly.
Sorry,
The whole Foxwell family came into play, and then so did both of Winnie's companies. So I had to get my exes involved.
It was great banter.
Oh, this was a rough ride for me, that was, I must say. But thank you, everyone, for voting me. Appreciate that.
Yeah,
Really
so
do.
it got us thinking. Let's do something. Let's do something fun.
Yeah, let's compete a bit, isn't it? We love competition, as we all know, because we want a league for 2-year-old children.
But yeah, we got, like I said, we got a few stipulations with it, haven't we? So it's going to make it more interesting, and I quite like that.
Yeah. So what we want to do, we're going to pick three grassroots games every week. They're going to be from random leagues.
Yeah.
This week we've got 2 from the county, 1 from Northern Senior 2, and we'll give ourselves some little wild cards. So if you've seen Crouch's pod or listened to Crouch's pod, they've got their own, and they do theirs with Paddy Power, so it's a little bit different. All right, we haven't got any betting things on our side yet. So what we'll do, the first one, well, we could talk about it right now, or we could talk about it when we actually do the predictions.
It's totally up to you, mate. I'm easy.
Oh,
Put on pressure.
well, basically, one of them's going to be, we'll have a bye, which will be 3 points, double point week, and the opponent picks your score, which is a rough one. For each correct score, you get 3 points. Correct result, you get 1 point. Anything else, it's 0.
And don't you worry, I've already got my pick ready. There's a certain game I know will happen, and I will be changing it.
Oh, yeah, ditto. I gotta say, the league's not every match is. How is it? Their fixture list isn't that great at the moment.
No, I think there's been a lot of cancellations on there,
as we can see from the games that we picked this week. Yeah,
the weather had just affected like our grassroots, it's senior grassroots as well.
Yeah,
and funny enough, look at the forecast for the weekend, isn't it? Frost.
Well, all right, Zane.
Bottle that.
Oh, a bit cold. A bit cold. Get a dry robe, Bab. You'll be sweet.
Yeah.
Hey, dry robe. Plug.
You'll be hot under the collar.
Horny.
Yeah.
Right. But that's going to come in. We'll put that at the end of the pod. It is going to be a short one, like we said. So one thing we wanted to talk about is something that it's not been discussed a great deal yet.
No.
Because it's all up in the air.
It's a bit vague, isn't it?
It is a bit vague. And we're not sure about, I don't know, the validity of everything that we've heard. We don't know exactly where all the information's come from, but we do know that there's going to be they're going to trial some rule changes again, aren't they?
Yeah.
We don't know if they're going to trial any in the 25-26 season, as like they did with the heading rule, where they trialed it for 3 seasons, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's a long trial, considering you won't really get, you won't know what not heading has done in those 3 years. But excuse me, that's that unbranded fizzy drink there.
I'd like to know where they tried it. Do they scatter around like the country?
Well, we know Gloucestershire was trialled for the headers, wasn't it? But then like Monmouthshire wasn't, Herefordshire wasn't, because we would occasionally play against teams from those areas because they're local to us. So if you want a friendly, you try and go with them. And yeah, it was weird because some of them, well, as we know from that Ross game, the famous header from Charlie Powell.
Yeah.
That was the best header I've ever seen.
Rose like a salmon.
He didn't have leap though, did he? It's so good to see like he's nigh on the shortest kid in the side, isn't he?
Probably is.
Yeah. And he leapt above everyone. So good.
Such a good header.
It was it was a proper header as well, wasn't it? Boom. Yeah. Yeah, so we don't know when these rules will be trialled or when they'll come into play, if they'll come into play, or exactly what they are. So what we are saying right now is this could all be complete crap.
It's like the last time we spoke about it.
But it's something that has been talked about, something that we've heard about, and something that personally I don't think should happen.
No, I think if anything, when we explain it, I think it should be the other way around.
Yeah. So we'll delve into it. God, do you know what this feels like? This feels like, have you ever seen those videos on like Facebook when they're like trying to open a safe or something? It takes 20 minutes and they don't actually get in the safe. They keep over talking it and over talking it. That's what I'm doing now. I'm overselling this and not telling you what it is. But these rule changes, we're going to probably go into it in a proper pod another time. Maybe when we've got more information, maybe when we've been shut down. I don't know. Or put in our place, whatever. But basically, it's some rule changes regarding pitch sizes and squad sizes, changing for age groups. The first of it, we'll start at the lowest age group. Is kids are going to be playing on 5v5 pitches until under 9s. So you're currently playing on them now until under. Is it under 8s? Yes.
Yes.
So that's only a year difference. However. Preston is currently an under 9 player, and he could be playing on a 9v9 pitch comfortably.
Yeah,
I say comfortably. It'd be hard work for him,
but he has.
But he's played it. Yeah. So anyway, we'll come into it slightly more in a bit. Then
this is more the one for us now, isn't it?
Yeah. So then you're playing that until you're under 9s. Then when you get into under 10s. That's when you start playing 7v7 right the way up to under 12s. Now, Harley is under 13s, right?
And he's playing 11-a-side.
Yeah. And 9-a-side, no, I mean, it depends on the 9-a-side pitch because our 9v9 pitch we made as big as we physically could. But even then, that pitch could be small for some. Like
I look at it, tournaments.
Yeah.
Like when we done tournaments, even up to under 12s, but even the older ones, they're in a lot of room. And I know that's technically 6-a-side.
Yeah.
The pitches ain't much bigger. Now, I think if anything, the kids would get less touches on a smaller pitch.
Yeah.
Personally.
Less good touches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't like it if that's coming in, personally.
No,
I'm happy to say that. If anything, I think under 9s, we at the moment go 7v7. I personally think under 8 should be 7v7.
Totally agree.
I look at our under 10s now. I think we're doing it. 9v9 is perfect at under 10s a year earlier.
Yeah. It's not competitive, is it?
No.
So there's no harm in, even if you had a season of, if you want to bring rule changes in, why couldn't you just say no offside for your first year of under 10s, of 9v9 or something like that? Nobody's going to goal hang in 9v9. Like, it ain't going to make any difference because the ball's not going to get to them.
No.
At that age, realistically.
I just think, again, they're saying it's getting more kids playing, but again, it boils down to the same things. One, if you haven't got the pitches available.
Yeah, how's that get more kids?
If you haven't got the coaches available, then you're trying to cram more kids on a smaller pitch.
Yeah. And speaking of which, you'll be playing from after under 12s, so you're going to under 13s, and you'll be playing 9v9 from there up to under 14s, which, all right, fair, that's only a season. But then you've got, that's saying one season then. Or 2 seasons, because you go under 13 and under 14.
Yeah.
So you get 2 seasons at 9v9, which...
I don't.
Is that enough at that? Because it's suddenly quite a big jump to go 7v7 all that time, and then you suddenly get all that space. I'm assuming they're doing it to encourage the passing game, tippy-tappy football.
Yeah, I get that. But then I think, how do I put it? I think that should be controlled or encouraged by coaches, not as an FA, because there are certain teams that will not benefit from that.
There's a lot of teams that won't benefit from that.
Like, surely more kids having a bit more space would help them, because let's go under 14s then, playing 9v9. Speaking of Hardy's playing under 13s. They was ready for that.
Yeah.
Bigger pitch. And because they're obviously bigger lads, they don't look too misplaced. If anything, it's only the one position, which is a goalkeeper.
Yeah. Because obviously, the size of the goals is ridiculous. Goals.
But to me, they've got a little bit more time to even get the ball and think about it. Whereas on a smaller pitch, I personally don't agree with it, or I don't like it.
I think 9v9, like we say, the pitches are quite big.
Yeah.
I think you could play 9v9 for quite a long time.
But even I look at when we first started it last season, I remember saying to Foxy, I said that our boys look small.
Yeah.
But now they don't.
No. Weird, isn't it?
It's only whether that's because we're used to it or not.
Because they haven't grown that much.
They haven't grown that much, but they do look. Well, we are comfortable. Let's not bigging us up again. We are comfortable playing 9v9.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't imagine waiting another. Well, we technically waited another 2 seasons.
Well, my big thing, like this, that's the one that affects us. But I think it's the big one. Actually, is the 5v5 2 under 9s. Now, I'm all for playing the passing game. It's kind of what my team do. We're a very good passing side, much better than Hereford. I'm just going to put it out there. Me and Preston went to watch Hereford. I've never seen the ball pumped up so many times in my life. And Kidderminster had a seriously tall back line. They were just pumping the ball up. They won every header. They got nothing from it. They literally had 3 shots the entire game. And it was a bit fluky, the shots. And Kidderminster absolutely hammered them 3-0. Good game on Kidderminster's part, I must say. They played them out of the park in that respect. Just, beat them at their game. But if you're encouraging that passing game, that's great. But can't that be encouraged? Like you say, tournaments. You get, how many tournaments can technically? I'm not saying how many tournaments can you fit in, because Katie told me it's about 18 in a week.
Yeah.
But during the tournament season, I know they cost a bit more money, but if clubs are sensible, they can say, well, you're not going to have to pay subs because actually we don't have to accommodate pitches.
Yeah.
Things like that. I think that's totally fair. And it could be looked into a bit more by some clubs. And I know that Jason would, if it came to it, he'd say, don't worry about charging them subs if you want to get them in loads of tournaments or whatever. Any additional money goes back into the club. Fine. Or ice cream. But you can get all that in tournament football.
Yeah.
And you can also get that in training, because not many of us are blessed with having enough to field 2 sides to train against each other at training and play against one another as, let's say, 7v7 and 7v7. So you're going to get that in your training. You'll learn that passing game. You don't have to then take it into a small pitch again in your game. And I think it's... I think it's going to take individuality out of the game.
Yeah, but I also look at the other aspect as well, like we said earlier. If you look at that now, if that was implemented now, there is no way that we would be able to have enough pitches. No,
we'd be screwed.
We wouldn't do it. And there's only
we've got one 5v5.
Yeah, and there's only so many games you can have at 9:30 and 10:30.
Yeah.
Before the pitches
so hang on, that's under 9s. We currently have under 9s, under 8s.
Hang on, we got two under 9s.
2 under 9s, 2 under 8s. So that's 4.
You got 7.
There's technically a 7s and a 6s, technically. Like, that's 6 teams.
So if you say that,
one pitch, we do use the school, but
roughly 3 at home, 3 away. If they,
if it got league sorted.
But there's still technically, if we go at the school and at Cofer,
we're still a pitch short. So then you've got to have early kickoff. Then you come to the winter. 2 games have been postponed on a wet day or a hurricane because we've got another one coming.
Yeah, and then you say about 5v5, you can split in half of a 7v7.
Yeah,
but then you go under 10s. There's 3 of us. Under 11s,
there's 1 of them.
2 under 12. 2 under 12s? Well, so I've got 1, hasn't he?
So, are they 12s? I haven't
sorry. Cam's got under 11s.
Under 11s, yeah. And its legs is under 12.
So that's again.
Size are under 14.
That's 6 teams, and we've got 2 7v7 pitches.
But you've had to distribute one of those into 2 5v5s.
We wouldn't be able to accommodate that.
No, so what it actually then does is it makes less kids able to play football. Because what you'd end up with as well, think about it. So our under 9s currently, you got the Clarets and the Blues, but they almost have enough to have 3 sides as it is at 7v7.
Yeah.
No, they did have enough for 3 sides at 5v5, but they've got more than enough players for both teams, haven't they?
Yeah. So
they've got well over 20 players. So that's 40. That's technically 14. when you put it into that,
and then you say you sacrifice an under 11-a-side pitch, but then you've got, so that's under 14s then.
Under 14s still play 9v9, so then you've got under 15s would be playing on your 11 side. Or are you saying you sacrifice it to create another 9v9 or something?
But you still wouldn't have enough pitches, would you?
No, and also our 11v11 subsidizes like Bream music.
Yeah. So hang on a minute. So
and our thirds.
If you're playing, so 7v7 is under 12s up.
So you got that from it's up to under 12s.
Oh, sorry.
So you got 10, 11, under 12. So you got 3 years at 7v7. Then you go into under 13.
So I'm going 9v9 pitches. We've technically got 2. Mm-hmm. So under 13s, there's 2 teams, and there's 1 under 14s.
Yeah.
So that's okay.
Yeah, that works. But that works because it's later on.
But what I'm trying to say is you couldn't even sacrifice a 9v9 to put even 2 5v5s in. So we just couldn't do that, could we?
No. And then let's put it into perspective, right? This is why we could go. I could definitely do a 4-hour pod on this because
we're talking about though, because that's the reality of it. We're lucky with what we have, facility wise, as in pitches, but we would not have enough going forward if that was implemented.
No. And then, like I say, put it into perspective. Let's say you went, right, well, we're going to have to put more kids are going to have to be spread out across the teams. In the forest, there's not enough, but it could create teams in other places, which could be nice. But then, of course, they have to find pitches. And it's like Nussy said, Broadwell do have a monopoly on pitches. We do use Colford and for our youth side, but that's only because we attained it. And then we do also use the school, but Al would use the school and we use the college as well. Jesus, we got a lot.
But then when that comes in 26, 27, there's a chance the college might not even be there.
Exactly. So, and it would be 3G, or 4G, which everyone's going to want to use. Cinderford would be okay. Lydney would be okay. Because Lydney don't have that. How many youth sides do Lydney have? They got a few.
Lydney got most.
Yeah.
But they're lucky they've got a big area.
Yeah. Which, like, we've been there. It's decent, isn't it? Where it labels all the pitches.
You cannot set it. But that's, I don't know. I just don't know. But there's been studies on it, hasn't there? But I don't know if that's as realistic.
What's the studies though?
Have they looked into that? I don't know. It's hard because we don't know enough information. But looking at that on what we've been given on obviously the messages, that isn't realistic.
I like this when we're like looking at what we've been given as if we've got like a prompter. We got a sick whiteboard.
Yeah, my little girl had one for Christmas.
Little easel. It's so good. But what I should say is we've not stolen, but we've taken this from a post that was on Team Grassroots, wasn't it? So we've taken all the information from there. We don't know it's official. It doesn't seem to come from the FA or anything. However, the FA had released that they've been looking into international.
Yeah.
They've been looking out at what they do overseas, like at international games, and the way that they train in Europe, isn't it?
Yeah.
But now I've said this, and I'll probably get slated for it. But all it really looks to me like is they've just gone over to Wales.
Yeah.
Because that's what they do in the Welsh leagues, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they do. And don't get me wrong, I've seen some great footballing sides. But then, would you not get found out the higher up you go? I don't see any problem in learning to make small spaces on a big pitch. Why can't you suddenly create a quick triangle there and move it out to create a triangle? It's not
the only way you'd say it is from a positive for this then is it's like the heading rule. Anyone that starts a team now from under 4s, 5s, 6s, they won't know any different. But it's not clear, and this is where the confusion is whether, like for us, next year we don't play 9v9, and then the year after we have to drop back down to 7v7.
So hang on, 26, 27. That would be, so you'd be 25, 26, you're going to go into under 11. So under following 12. Season, you'd go into under 12. So would you have to, oh my gosh.
Would you have to go back down to 7v7, which
that couldn't happen.
I don't think it would. But it's not been made clear.
Because we've spoke about it, and when he said, well, I'd play up a year. which is fine. It would work for him. I actually can't do that because Preston's already playing up a year. I mean, I just wouldn't tell him. No. But sorry, that sounded like a mumble. What I said was I just wouldn't tell anyone. But, but he'd then have to play 2 years up just to be able to
play what he would play.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with going bigger and getting fitter and getting stronger.
I don't think it is.
I know you do get a great deal of fitness. We've all played 5v5 and come off at the end and gone, God, I ran more in that than I would in an 11v11 game. Yeah, you probably do. But it's not really positional, is it? It's not positional running that you do in 5v5, is it? Or 6v6. When we all go play indoor football or whatever, I play every single position. It's not because I'm partly because I'm a headless chicken. But nobody plays...
You can't work out if he's a false now.
Yeah. How many players are on a pitch? 6. So that means I'll have a false 10.
You mentioned it earlier when we was having a little chat about it. If that's the case of, again, keepers, then why don't you play, or you could play 9v9
with a
7v7 goals, if that's an issue that way. But,
well, it's cause I honestly think they could benefit from that now. I know my keepers could. Like when we go on to 9v9, it would be lovely to be able to use a 7v7 goal on 9v9. I definitely will ask a couple of coaches that when it comes to it.
Or even,
I don't know if it's
you're creating a whole new thing, but have something in the middle of 7v7 goals to...
Yeah, could you create a new goal site? Because it is a big jump, isn't it?
It is a big jump. Because
they play those goals in 5v5 as well. So it's a long time you play that small goal. The difference is, I suppose when you look at a keeper, you probably look for someone tall, agile. What was that? Was it Bravo that come from Barcelona to City? Was that his name, Bravo? Yeah. He was tiny, wasn't he? Yeah. Even he looked small, but he was a good keeper. You don't get many of those. They're normally big, strong, mental, absolutely tapped is what they normally are. But would you always get that? I know from my own keepers, I don't have the tallest goalkeepers. You've got one. Finn's quite fairly tall. Tommy's not as tall. No. Simple as that. And they do look small in a 9v9 goal. They are playing a year up, whatever. But some kids I've seen look big in a 7v7 goal, look like they could almost fill a 9v9 goal. It's a weird one, isn't it?
Yeah.
I suppose you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't with that. It's like getting 9 to 10 clothes from Asda George and then getting 9 to 10 from Louis Vuitton. Not that I shop at either. Well, I'm an M&M direct till I die.
I'm wearing them now.
But the sizings are different. Like
of course they are.
But they're supposed to. It's like a one size fits all at some point. And maybe there's no point in altering the size of the goals, but you could, or not. Like maybe there's no point in introducing a new size goal, but you could have a little bit of leeway, and they could say, look, if people are going to benefit from using a 7v7, yeah, why not? It could be.
I really like to, like I said, if we ever had the chance to speak to someone properly about this, because, like you said, we're second guessing a little bit, and this is the information we've given. But I personally don't think it will.
But we do know from the FA that something is going to change.
Yeah,
we do, because it's definitely from the FA that they've looked at European football and how it's done at the youth stage, and they want to implement some of that.
I don't like.
I keep burping. I don't know if you guys can hear it.
If you look at Spain, how Spain play football, right? It is that tippy-tappy, right?
Do you think it's because Spain won the...
I don't know, but I feel as if we here should create our own way of playing. Why copy everyone else?
Why copy anyone else? Like, they don't.
Football's changed massively in the last 10, 15 years since... when I played youth football,
yeah,
I like I said, I was old school. It was 4-4-2, 2 good wingers, 2 midfielders, 1 6, 1 forward. Edge, get to the byline, whip it in, head in.
Yeah,
we don't play that anymore. We get in the box, we go ding, 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 ding. No one has a shot,
and then it goes all the way back.
Yeah,
or you lose it.
We start again, and it looks nice.
Not always. Sometimes it's frustrating, isn't it?
If you do it right, I suppose. Again. Playing it from the back. It's all been developed recently. Whereas, again, maybe it's around old school. I always tell, like Kobe was taught the first time playing.
Put your foot through it.
Put your foot through it. They can't score when it's at the other end. All right, we try and teach them how to play football, but there's a time to play football and there's a time to try it.
You can adapt and evolve, can't you? Like
I don't see why we can't play our own way.
Like we're saying.
Why copy anyone else?
Why copy anyone else? And why can't you just play your own game? Because, like you say, you've taught your keeper, you've taught your defenders, put your foot through it. My keeper doesn't have quite as long a kick. It'll come, obviously. But for the time being, we have to play out from the back. So we've developed a way to go through it, bang, 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 get it out.
Pitch your strengths.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and we're going to have to do that in 9v9 because there's no retreat. We know all about that. But yeah, there is, in my opinion, also, let's take this into account. I don't know what they're going to do about, because there's no kicking from hands and stuff like that, is there, at under fives? Not allowed to kick out their hands. Now, where does that end when you're going on, because you're going to be on a 5v5 pitch for a long time? And I know all of yours at under nines, which was only technically last season, would have kicked that ball the length of a 5v5.
Yeah.
Like Joey's crossing now in a 9v9, well, so his crosses have to go the length of a 5v5.
Yeah, for a corner, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's just for a corner, but they're doing it in-game as well, and they're pinging those crosses over, pinging balls from the halfway line and stuff.
So there ain't going to be a lot of football played?
There's not going to be a lot of football played. It's not going to increase. Personally, I don't think it is. We might be wrong, but I hope to God that we don't have to see it to find out if we are, personally. But that's where we want to do a big pod on it. We'd like to get someone else in. I think that's going to be the best way.
Yeah.
And it would be nice to go further afield this time. We're looking at you, Hucklecoat.
even someone who maybe is freshly into it.
Like, yes, that would be good.
And they go, actually, I quite like that because.
Oh, I wonder about one of my sixes.
Yeah, because like at the end of the day, we've got we've said before, football's opinion, right? But that might really benefit people coming through, whereas it don't benefit us at the moment because it's almost like you've been spoilt by having it, and then they're taking it away. If that does happen, they might just let us carry on.
Yeah, and you're right in saying, because if you're not used to it, if you haven't known it,
no, it's like the heading rule, isn't it? Whereas mine very much on the borderline, aren't they?
Yeah, well, mine have never experienced being able to head because remember, none of them had played for, apart from George.
Yeah.
None of them had. But would he have headed?
No, he wouldn't have.
He wouldn't have been able to at any point because you would.
This season.
Yeah. Well, he's not allowed to head this season because Seven Valley said no heading from the tens. So
I say for us because obviously playing it.
Yeah, but
is it all that?
None of mine knew about. Like none of them lost anything in the heading thing. I think they've lost something from the game in it. To be perfectly honest.
If another rule then, right? So say for instance, you get to under 11s.
Yep.
Yeah. Playing 7v7.
Mm-hmm.
What happens if the whole of that year goes on a player?
And you suddenly lose an entire age group throughout the matches.
And they play 9v9.
And then everyone is suddenly...
If everyone starts playing the year up, so they get it.
They'd be under 12s, wouldn't they? So they'd have to want to go up to under 13. So then suddenly you have an abundance of essentially under 13s teams. And also, are you going to be able to field those sides? If, let's say you've got 4 teams possible for 5v5, but then you go, right, well, we're going to have to break down to 2 teams. It's as simple as that, or everyone will just have smaller amounts of game time, which doesn't breed fitness, doesn't breed more football because they don't get the game time. Some of those kids are going to disappear because of that. Then you go into 7v7. Again, you end up with enough for 2 sides. So you do the same thing. The match at times are a bit longer, blah, blah, blah. But in fact, you end up losing a few again. And it trickles down until you've got too many for 1 team, not enough for 2. Then a load of those go. Then you go into 9v9 eventually. And you don't quite have enough. And they're not quite fit enough or good enough. No offense with the good enough, but it's got to be said they won't have played enough football to actually have that. I don't know. It's a real big one. And yeah, you're right. Maybe get a fresh coach. And maybe it'd be good to get like an old boy in as well, wouldn't it?
Jim.
It would be good to get Jim in. I think I tell you somebody that would have an opinion and a half on it. Gary. Mr. Powell.
I don't know if I got enough editing on here though. If you beat it another word.
We could probably do it. It's got to be possible. Anyway, we could go into this all day, but I don't technically have time for it.
No,
as simple as that.
Like I said, you could open up so many different avenues with that.
Yeah, we could get into trouble. I don't know, but
we go down. We struggle with pitches. We struggle with coaches at the best of times. So really, if you're going to split teams up,
and some teams already struggle with players, so why make it more difficult still?
So my early thoughts is
heavily against.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
Unfortunately, strongly disagree. So we'll leave that bit at that. We'll try to get somebody in, maybe 2 people, maybe a bit of a for or against. Let's have a banter, maybe a punch up. That'd be a class. And I think then, now we'll go into our predictions.
I've been thinking about this a lot.
I haven't, because I've been doing your floor twice. I got so much on, so I haven't thought about it. My brain was fried before we come out here to do this, so hence why we got the easy easel. But we got a little bit. We got a stato. John, if you're watching, fancy Thursday nights doing some statistician. All right, we'll come in here. We'll leave the women in there. I'll even get a missus in time for it. Not a problem. And then, I know
this is 2025, not 28.
I know, right? Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Cut. No, so mate, easy pickings. So Winnie's done some stats today whilst I've been slaving. We don't want anything to be seen on there. But I don't know if you wanted a final look at it, so you can see it's just a little bit of form. All right.
I've already got mine.
You've got yours rigged up. That's nice. Well then, I tell you what. Our first game then is Quedgley versus Broadwell. Despite the jackets, we've got no allegiance realistically in this. We are completely neutral.
So just to
screw you, Quedgley. No, I'm joking.
Just to clarify, this is in the county league.
Yeah.
This is.
Yeah.
And did you get the table up?
I didn't get the table. I haven't got the table up on my phone. Did you want the table up? I can tell you where Broadwell are. I can tell you that Broadwell are currently 10th in the county league. Yeah. I couldn't tell you where Quedgley were.
Pretty sure from memory, Quedgley are either bottom or second from bottom.
Right.
So.
Right. There you go. So that's a hard game to pick then, isn't it? I wish you hadn't told me that. Broadwell's form of late is 1 win, 2 losses. And one of them was in a local derby.
Boxing in it.
Yeah. Yeah. Apparently the game shouldn't have gone ahead from what our mate.
Plenty of fog, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's just misty. But that was at Broadwell as well. Imagine they played it up on the hill. Oh, cold.
That is
so cold.
I'm not sure if they got a youth team. Or if they have, it's an older one.
Rudine?
Yeah.
They used to. They definitely used to.
It's the only pitch I've played on where I've had snow, rain, fog, and sunshine
in one game.
All in one game of football.
It's unreal, isn't it? Unreal.
It's great.
It's better.
It is properly on air.
Yeah, it's properly.
But again, they've got good sides.
They've always had good sides. Rodine's always had good sides.
A nice facilities, good pitch.
Yeah.
You can't
knock the pitch. No, it's always dry because it's so bloody windy. But no, let's go into the Quedgley Broadwell game. We obviously know about the wild cards. We got a bye for 3 points. Might chuck that one in right now. We got double points week or your opponent picks. Honestly, I'm gonna go with the table. Thanks for what Winnie's put. We got Quedgley. County League isn't famous for massively high scoring games.
Nope.
So I'm going to go with a 1-0 victory, Broadwell. Oh, I won't ding it yet because if you want, if you've got the same,
no, I was a good one.
You weren't going 1-0. Oh, ding it in then. Let's get a dinger. No. What we got?
You do your own. Ding. Jot that down.
Oh, I'll put it on my phone. So we want digital. We want digital for this, right?
Now, the question is, for me, I had 2 scores in my head. Okay.
Yeah.
But can I trust Walker to get a clean sheet? So I am going to go 2-0 Broadwell.
Ooh.
It's either 2-1 or 2-0, but I'm going to lock in. I'm going to give it the old tap.
Oh, I like that. A tap's good.
I'm going to go 2-0 Broadwell.
Okay. Brilliant. Well, we've both gone for the same result. No, well, same results, not the same score. So, oh, damn it. Oh, Quedgley win though. We're all right.
Yeah.
All right. Second game. Speaking of Ruadine, up on the hill, we've got Ruadine Rangers versus Sharpness.
Yeah. Also County League.
Yeah.
Now, this is what I've said about the league. I'm pretty sure, quote me if I'm wrong, Sharpness are top or second from top.
And Ruadine is 7th. I don't know about the points difference. This is the thing, right? You look at the Premier League right now. All right, maybe not top, but if you look at 2nd down to 7th, there's not a great deal in it. There's never that much. And County League, it's not like anyone's worlds apart from anyone else at all. Sometimes you can just be unlucky. Sometimes
can you get the table up? Just so I ain't chatting rubbish, because I don't want to be called out on this.
Sharpness are indeed 2nd from top. They're on 30 points. You got Almondsbury. Wonder what they're famous for. They're top, 32 points.
Right. Here's where it gets.
Sharpness have a better goal difference.
But this is where it gets, because Ruadine
they lost 2-1.
They only lost 2-1.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Oh yeah, you got first there. Oh, I should have read that.
To top of the league. So they're competing, which is the reason why I've gone for my one. Do you want me to do mine first?
Yeah, because I went first on the last one.
1-1.
Oh, he locked it in! Wow, this is my chance to steamroll him. Or use a wild card.
Do you know what done it for me? It's because it's at home. And you don't know if these teams are prepared.
So, Sharpness,
it's going to be cold.
That's like Bristol way, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's going to be cold this weekend.
It's going to be bitter cold.
And they got thick skin at Ruadine.
Ruadine were at home to Almondsbury.
This is really good. Isn't it?
Sharpness have scored 10 more goals than Almondsbury. No, 8 more, sorry, just in case. 8 more goals than them. But Ruadine, they lost one. That postponement, that would have been the bad weather we had.
Yeah.
Then there was Broadwell. Then Almondsbury was really recent then. So they're just coming off the back of a defeat. Did you say 2-1-0 Ruadine?
1-0.
1-1. Did you? Did you indeed? Damn it. Also the most common score in football. Brilliant. Nice one, mate.
Wait on, it was
locked in. Okay. That's frustrating, isn't it? Do you know what I'm going to say? I'll tell you what. I'm just going to go, hey, in honour of Ratter, Richie Seaborn, I'm going to go with Ruadine here. I'm going to say Ruadine, because bear in mind, their goal difference is shocking. I reckon they're going to nick it. 2-1.
2-1?
Locked in. 2-1. Why not?
This is going to get really interesting.
We've seen my Super Six. We've also seen my fantasy league. My fantasy league, I very rarely go on it. I'm very lax. I'm all about Pep Guardiola in me under 10s. All right, which is why we're not doing great.
You don't like it because you can't put a false nine.
What did you say? 1-1. Right, 1-1 for that game, and I've gone Ruadine 2-0. Okay. Oh, it's going to be bitter cold. Did I say 2-0? 2-1.
2-1.
2-1.
2-1, you got.
I was going to say, Jesus, against one of the highest scoring teams in the league. Okay. Our final game, and to finish this pod, is Cheltenham Civil Service versus Bream.
Bream Army! in the Northern Senior 2, that is.
That is. So, I'll tell you what, Bream... Despite all their problems with their pitches, I don't know why you keep digging it up. Don't know what it is.
But let's give them a shout out because they've done really well.
Really well. I mean, they had a phenomenal season last season. They're seconds as well. Did really well.
And they run a couple of girls' teams.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I thought that was their first. Hey!
No, fair play to them.
No, they're also using our pitches, aren't they?
a couple of nights in Bream Club recently.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's all right in there. They're doing well.
Oh, I'd take a walk on the wild side. Nice.
Love the Guinness Zero.
No, I tell you what, Bream Club's always good.
Yeah,
Preston's first birthday was at Bream Club.
Was it?
Yeah. Ironically, second birthday was at Whitecroft. It wasn't. Right. See, for Bream, they've had a postponement followed by a loss, then a postponement. It's really tough to get back into it, isn't it? You don't get players all the time. It's really rough. And they lost to what is third place, Falcons. Oh, that's a completely different league, so I'm not even going to bother trying to get that league table up. We know that Bream are mid-table.
Yep.
Always open. Sorry. I'm Whitecroft, mate. You know, it's a nightmare. It's terrible. If I don't give them this, Egg will kill me. But if anyone from Bream would like to come on the pod. No, Ashley Edwards, actually. Good friend. Jump on, mate.
Yeah.
Why not? Let's get in. You can talk kitchens from your days of choosing. I think it's going to be a tough game. I'm going to go first this time.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's it. Let's get ready to lock this in real quick. Postponement, lost postponement. Against Cheltenham Civil Services. I don't know if are they top? Are they top? We don't know. I tell you what, I'm going for the board draw.
0-0.
I'm going for the 1-1.
I'll
I'll go for the 1-1. It's not a boring draw, but a boring score to predict, isn't it? It's just playing it safe there, I think. Unless you're doing an accumulator. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going 1-1. It's done.
1-0.
1-1. Go on. Is this interesting? Is it not? I'm only going 1-1 because I'm slightly hopeful that, well, I know it won't be postponed. Put it that way.
Mac is on the way up.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go for the Bream Army. 1-0 Bream.
Right.
It's better get some follows.
I know. Yeah, come on, guys. We'll have to tag everyone in this, actually.
Yeah.
If we can. When we put it on Facebook, try and tag those teams in. That would be good. And what we'll do is we'll obviously go through these in the next pod.
Just to reiterate before anything, we're not into any match fixing, but Bream, if you go 1-0, park the bus.
Rodine, same to you.
We know a clean sheet.
We do. Just keep up in that ball so it goes off the top. We've got no balls left, cannot play. Match is done. That's that. It's a walkover. Yeah, that is it for our score predictions. We'll see where we are. If you've got any ideas for a forfeit, there's a couple of things we won't do, so don't be daft.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm up for a laugh and I'm up for pretty much anything. But
I'm curious. Who is Whitecroft's biggest rivalry now?
Bream or Lydney?
You can bring shirt on.
Oh, I'll let you.
We should say, right, here's an idea. Whoever loses has to go
They're rivals.
and play.
But what club are you affiliated with now? Broadwell?
Yeah, I suppose I am, yeah.
Because you were a Milkwall. Because he does say, somebody said to me earlier that he says up the wall, not up the well.
Definitely, wow. Yeah.
Millwall, Irons fans, have him. That could be. That's putting ideas in your heads, and I don't like the way people are thinking.
No, we had the biggest one.
Yeah, let's not even talk about it. Don't put it out there. Don't put it into the ether. Don't put it into the universe, bro. No.
Come on.
Keep that within, bro.
So I don't think it was a very short pod.
No, it wasn't as short as I'd planned. I am late. I'm late for quite an important date. So I'm not. 2025 year of the missus.
Yeah, thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe, and the army.
Hey, this is big up the Dean for me.
But 2025, big year of the pod. We have got some really good things. I know we keep saying it, but we have.
And we will make them as short as we can, and as sweet as we can, as fun as we can. Let's get these predictions in. Let's have a little bit of a laugh with this and see where we go with that until end of the season, and we'll do something else after. Yeah?
We don't go in. Back to the day job.
Right. Up the Blues for me.
Up the Clarks for me.
Up the Wow. Well done. Well played. Well played. This is going to be interesting. Going to have to do one of your Excel tables, I think.
Yeah, I'll get on that.
We've got different results as well. Hang on. Quedgley, Broadwell. Oh, yeah. Broadwell, we got the same result, haven't we? You went 2-0, I went 1. Oh, God. Am I going to regret that?
Nah.
Okay.
I'm confident, mate.
Brilliant. You spent the entire time researching that whilst I was slaving away on my hands and knees, ruining me super dry joggers. That's a plug.